Welcome to History Chats with Cynthia. Today we're going to remember Esther de Berdt Reed. She came from Britain but married a colonial lawyer named Joseph Reed. She and her children remained home in Philadelphia while her husband served on Washington's staff. In 1777, the British targeted Philadelphia because they wanted to stomp out the home of the Revolution. British occupied the city and created such an upheaval that most of the residents who remained wanted to leave, so Esther evacuated. In exile, she lived a mere 40 miles from Valley Forge, so she was aware of the soldiers' suffering. She encountered numerous problems herself that winter, such as adjusting to the failing economy and her baby's respiratory crisis. At times, she wondered why God allowed such suffering, but she leaned heavily on her faith during this time. The Brits abandoned the city in 1778, and Esther returned. She observed Patriot soldiers in bedraggled, ruined uniforms who were trying to find food, and officers' wives had nothing to eat either. And she began to do something. Her confidence in the honor of her cause and the value of these men led her to write a broadside, which is a single page written on one side, and it's posted in a public place. She called hers Sentiments of an American Woman. In this paper, she expressed that she felt that women had an obligation to reach out to these men who were fighting for their freedom. She used examples from the Bible, such as Deborah, and from history. She organized women to knock on doors throughout the city and request donations for the men who fought for them. The women made sure to dress nicely so that they would not appear indigent, and they kept very careful records of what they did. They brought in $300,000 in Continental currency alone in Philadelphia. From there, she negotiated with George Washington. She wanted to give money directly to the soldiers, but he wanted to have shirts. And so they made a compromise. The organization would make 2,000 shirts and then give the men a small donation. Requesting donations, writing a broadside, and negotiating with the general went far beyond what women did at that time. But she looked out for others, as Philippians 2 tells us to do. Today we live in a time when political tensions are intense, and Esther's actions stand out as an example of courage and self-sacrifice. But I would love to know what you think.